Why is the conflict of ages so important to the Seventh-day Adventist Church and in our witness to others? The conflict of the ages is an expansion of what we often refer to as the three angels' message. It begins before history, before the time of Earth's history, in the conflict between good and evil. And this conflict is central to Adventist thinking. All religions, different to whether you're a Buddhist or a Muslim, you live by a story. And the conflict of the ages is the story, the way Adventists see it, and the way it's put together in the Bible. And so when you pick up and you just look at the titles alone, each of these titles is actually about how God intervened in this controversy, in the fall of man, in the difficulties that people have achieved right through the time of the patriarchs, through the time of Israel, through into the Christian era, to our current time where the Seventh-day Adventist Church begins. And so the actual titles tell you that this is actually about leadership. Patriarchs, the leadership of the fathers, God speaking through to his people through patriarchs. And there's a sense in which that was successful, but there's a sense in which we find it also failed. And so after the patriarchs, we get judges and we get kings and we get priests and we get those stories. So the next title, Prophets and Kings, gives us different forms of leadership. And we see this all the way through the Old Testament. And so in a sense, the triumph then comes in not just the leadership, but in the lordship of Jesus Christ. And so the story of the Gospels, as written in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, is encapsulated here in the book Desire of Ages. Why the Desire of the Ages? Because Jesus Christ is the hope that has come through the Old Testament. And so there are some who would simply say, well, we'll just sell this book and forget about the others. The series goes together, and you've got to get the narrative from the beginning through to the end. Having seen Christ, having experienced Christ, the desire of these ages, the outcome is an application. And so when Christ left, he promised us the Comforter, the Holy Spirit. And in the Acts of the Apostles, we see how the leadership of Christ through the Holy Spirit acts upon the lives of these apostles. And it takes us through the early Christian era, the founding of the Christian church, the expansion of the church from a small base in Jerusalem all the way through to Turkey, through to Europe, and the Christian church as we see it. And then, of course, we have the great controversy that deals with the unfolding of truth through the ages from AD 70, from the fall of Jerusalem, all the way up to the mid-1800s. That's the narrative, how we tell. Again, to read this by itself without having understood the full context it can give a distorted picture. And so in our presentation of the full series, we're helping people to live into the greater narrative. And so we wish you every success as you bring the three angels' message to the people within the church and those who you meet as your customers. May God bless you.